What's happening, everybody? We got another great top recruit to talk to right now. It's Ben Hinrichs from Classical Academy, the first Cayman we've had on this year. He just recently committed to play football at Hillsdale College. So San Diegans, we can once again say, go Chargers, like universally without it being any sort of a divisive statement. Ben, thank you so much for being on with us. Congratulations. Talk to us about why Hillsdale.
Well, coming out of my senior year, I didn't have any offers, and there were three schools I was considering for, like, mainly their academics, and they just seemed like really great schools. One was in Maryland, one was in Santa Barbara, and then there was Hillsdale in Michigan. And Hillsdale was the only one with football, and like I really wanted to play college football, but I didn't know if it was an option. And so I visited the two other schools. I liked them; they were nice, but I felt like something was missing. And then about like 3 days before I was gonna go visit Hillsdale, I said, the worst they can say is no. So I sent in my tape, my lifts, and I filled out the recruiting questionnaire. And then the next morning, I get an email back from the coach saying, "We'd love to have you join our team. Here's what you have to do to become part of it. Are you interested in this?" And I was out of my mind because like I was considering them just like merely even without football, and the football was incredible. So yeah,
So reading that email had to be a pretty awesome moment. Like what were some of
yeah,
the reactions and the emotions going through your mind when you're like, man, this is all kind of coming into place?
yeah. It was crazy because like I didn't do any like recruiting stuff. I didn't do anything like that. Started playing football as a junior, so it was so college football was a dream, but then not having to diverge between academics and football, like a place that I already loved just for the type of college that they were, and then being able to play football for them was just amazing. It was like a dream come true. Like earlier in the season, I was like, I don't know if I'd be good enough to play for them, but that would be the dream. Like that's the dream. Just a school that's very academic, very very strong in that side of things, and also got a great football team, competitive.
So you kind of glossed over a fact that I think a lot of people would be like, excuse me, you just started playing football in your junior year. Now, are we talking about you had never played Pop Warner or Pee Wee or any sort of organized football ever before junior year
No,
you put the
nothing.
pads on for the first time?
No, the only thing I did before that was I did Scottish Highland dance and some roller hockey. And
Okay, roller hockey probably has a little bit of the comparable physical aspect of it. Like you probably
mhm,
were somewhat
yeah,
used to contact, so maybe not a complete novice to it. But what was that like? I don't even know what I want to ask exactly, but what the heck was that like that first couple of times that you put on the pads or like why did you want to do
uh,
football? Talk to us about what the heck, man. Only 2 years and you're
yeah,
playing it in college?
yeah. So really what happened is my cousin John, like my whole family plays for the Caymans. My cousin Jonathan was an O lineman there, graduated 2019. He was pretty good. And um, so what happened was my brother he'd played tons of flag, never played Pop Warner, but he and my other younger brother, who's now for the Caymans too, both played flag. They're really into football, and I was kind of more into like school and reading and that kind of stuff. And so my brother's like, my brother's gonna go off and do football, and I'm thinking, pretty soon both of my brothers are gonna be gone for like practices all day, so I might as well do it with them. That's not really my thing, but I mean anything for the family. So like, I I start I start summer conditioning, and I'm like 6'2", 150 at the time. So I'm a pretty skinny guy. Like my bench was around like 80. It was, I mean, I was pretty unphysical. Like I was decently fast from the hockey and stuff, but yeah. So putting pads on for the first time though, like it was so exciting to just be able to like hit people and stuff. But then I never really got my head down and stuff, so I'd always just like arm tackle people. I was on JV my first year, so you were actually able to arm tackle people. But
Okay, so immediately loved it. Took a little while to realize that you loved it. How quickly did you and football come together and be like, this is my jam. I want to find a way to keep
yeah,
playing this.
I immediately loved it because like I like working hard for things, and I like working hard at things that I'm not very good at. And when you come in playing football for the first time, there's obviously a lot you got to learn. So my um just having like a whole um, thing out there that I haven't explored any of, and being able to just work on that and just being pretty green at that inspired me. And I was like, all right, I've got some work to do. And with football, it's so like there are some things where in order to pursue them, um, it's kind of a different thing where you don't really know exactly how to go about them. But with football, it's like, all right, lift weights, work on running form, work on technique, and like just throw yourself into that, and then you will get better.
You talked about
So,
a love for reading. What are some of your favorite books?
some of my favorite books are I like St. Augustine's Confessions. I like Sherlock Holmes. I like to read one of those before bed. Um, I like Um, I like different like science books. Those are fun every once in a while. Like 1984 is a good one. So yeah.
So, am I talking to a future English major? I
Well,
mean, is
that's
writing going to be your career after football?
that's the thing. I don't really know whether I'm a like STEM person or a humanities person yet. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I like Hillsdale, because um, they have a pretty broad core curriculum that it's more of like a liberal arts college. So just being able to focus on both of those things, like even if I was to take it in a STEM direction, I'd still be able to, have my writing classes, have my poetry classes, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just
Something tells me I'm talking to someone who's going to be a double major or a major minor. I
yeah,
feel like if we
definitely.
talk to you in 4 years, you're gonna be like, I just couldn't pick. I picked 5 degrees. I got them all.
Yeah, at the
And
very least, I'll
also
probably
now I started on the basketball team too, and I didn't do that till senior year, and now I'm the point guard,
yeah.
just because it's something I wanted to do. Like you said, it's for the family. So, I mean, it seems like everything is starting to click in a very short period of time. If I had come to you freshman year and said, not immediately you weren't at classical, but just your freshman year of high school, if I said, hey, look, 4 years from now, you're going to be playing college football in Michigan. You'd been like, nah.
I would have been like, no, like that's no way. That's not happening. Like I always thought football was cool and stuff, but I was like, yeah, let's leave that to like the sports guys. I'm not really a sports guy, but the fact that everything clicked and it clicked so well it's a blessing. I gotta say.
So you only got 1 year on the varsity level. You got one at the JV. But like, what
Mhm.
was your time like at Classical Academy? Because I think a lot of people don't understand the trajectory that school is going on. It's a small school still, but it seems like every program there athletically is just building up to really it. You guys are starting to become a contender, and you're starting to really compete
Yeah.
in a lot of situations across all the different sports. So, from your
hmm
point of view, the limited time you had there, just kind of give us an insight on what that time was like with the Caymans.
Yeah. Well, with like 2018-19 season, that was a big it felt like a peak year. Like most of those guys that were really leading the team had started since they were sophomores. And so it was kind of like it felt like kind of climactic, I guess. And that was a good way to end out Goodman's time with classical. And yeah, they that was a really, really strong group of seniors athletically and leadership wise. And then my senior year it felt like it was I felt like they both you're like, oh, it can't get any better than this because like the people had started for so long. Then my senior year we got a bunch of transfers, Keldon Howard, Maximus Brown, um, Maxton Ladd. Not a lot of people talk about him. He's pretty good. Um, but yeah, my year we got a lot of transfers, and we had the coaching turnover, as you know, and so then we got just a different outlook on the game, different goals. So it was kind of like everything. Just as we were like, okay, well, it's gonna be a down year because last year was so amazing. It wasn't really a down year. Like we had a lot of talent, and obviously there's gonna be a little bit of inexperience with a new coach. So I think we a little bit underperformed, but I'm gonna say Coach Sherlock gave a lot of effort into this season, and as things start to gel with this next season, he's gonna start to be able to take it to a higher level, just because that was his first year, and I think the only place classical can go is up.
Definitely seems like you were a part of raising that up. This is the part of the interview where we ask everyone to stay at least 6 feet away from Ben, but give him a round of applause, a pat on the back, a salute, or whatever it is to congratulate him on going on to the next level. Thank you very much for sharing a little bit of your time with us, sharing your story. We wish you the best of luck. We will all be watching because you are going on to represent all of us. So sports fans, say thank you. None of these seniors got a proper send-off, so we'll do what we can, like I said, from a safe distance to support and congratulate you on all your success at this level and the next. Thank you very much, Ben, for being on with us. Thanks for tuning in, sports fans. We will talk to you guys soon.